Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about EMDR therapy. Have you ever heard about it? Maybe you've seen it mentioned online or on social media, but you're not exactly sure what it is or if it's actually worth trying. Well, today we're going to break it down. I'll explain what EMDR is, how it works, what it can help you heal from, and even give you a sneak peek into something called EMDR intensives, which is like a supercharged version of EMDR. But don't worry, we'll save the full deep dive on intensives for a separate video. So, if you've ever felt stuck in the past or feel like a memory keeps popping up and ruining your day, stick around because this might be the video you've been looking for. So, what exactly is EMDR therapy? Well, let's break it down with the basics. First of all, EMDR stands for eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. That's a mouthful, which is why everybody just calls it EMDR. But don't worry, the name is more complicated than the therapy itself. At its core, EMDR is a method that helps your brain process traumatic or stressful memories that are stuck. Think about it. Have you ever had a memory or an experience replay in your head and it feels just as raw as the day it happened? Well, that's your brain holding on to it like it's unfinished business. EMDR helps your brain process that memory differently so it doesn't have the same emotional weight. It's not just about remembering things, it's about changing how your brain stores them. So instead of being triggered by a memory every time it pops up, it becomes something you can think about without feeling overwhelmed, anxious, stressed. That fight, flight, or freeze will not be triggered once you've completed EMDR. So now let's talk about how EMDR actually works. So it works different than talk therapy. EMDR doesn't always require you to go into long explanations of your trauma. Instead, it uses something called bilateral stimulation, and it's usually side to side eye movements, but sometimes it uses bilateral sounds or bilateral physical sensations. So here's a way to think about it. Imagine your brain's memory system is like a filing cabinet. Traumatic memories are like papers stuck in the wrong folder. EMDR helps your brain refile those memories correctly so they don't cause as much stress or emotional pain. And it's not just theory. EMDR is one of the most researched therapies out there, and it has shown that it can help the brain reduce the intensity of negative emotions connected to memories. People often notice less anxiety, less fear, even fewer physical reactions to things that used to trigger them after EMDR therapy. It's kind of like giving your brain a chance to finally hit the refresh button. And doesn't that sound so amazing? So, if you could hit a refresh on a memory that's been bothering you, which one would it be? So, let's talk about the benefits of EMDR. So, what does EMDR help with? Well, it is the most well known gold standard therapy for trauma disorders and post traumatic stress disorders. But it's also really effective for people who have anxiety, suffer from panic attacks, depression, Anybody who has intense fears, phobias, any big life event, stressors, perhaps it's the loss of losing someone, going through a relationship breakup, any major change in your life that causes an emotional stuck point. EMDR therapy will definitely benefit you. So, one of the unique things about EMDR is that people can often feel relief faster than with traditional talk therapy. Some people notice changes within themselves after just a few sessions, even after the first session. The benefits aren't just emotional, they can be physical too. People report less tension, fewer racing thoughts, better sleep, because their brain isn't stuck reliving the trauma. It's kind of mind blowing. I personally think it's rather miraculous to think that a therapy session that doesn't involve hours of talking can help you feel lighter and more in control of your emotions. Which of these benefits do you think would help you the most in your day to day life? Now, I mentioned earlier in this video about EMDR intensives. So, we're going to talk briefly about what that is, but I do have another video on intensives. It's basically EMDR therapy, but faster and deeper. Instead of one session a week, people do multiple sessions over a few days. And this can really speed up the progress, especially if someone has a lot of trauma or intense emotions that they want to work through in a short period of time. But EMDR intensives aren't for everyone. But for some people, they can be life changing. And trust me, I'm going to make a whole separate video just on intensives so you'll get the full breakdown of how they work, what a typical schedule looks like, and who might benefit from them. So, if you could tackle your biggest emotional challenge in a few days instead of weeks, would you try an intensive? So, I want to know, tell me in the comments, have you ever tried EMDR? Or would you like to try EMDR? If you've been curious but weren't sure what it was really like, I'd love to hear more on your thoughts and do more videos on EMDR. Also, just so you know, I am a licensed therapist and certified in EMDR therapy, and I can tell you firsthand how powerful this therapy can be. The changes my clients experience, whether it's feeling lighter, calmer, more in control of their emotions, is really, really incredible. So, if you're interested in exploring an EMDR intensive with me one on one, check the link in the description or send me a message. We can create a safe and personalized plan that can help you move forward. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next video. And thanks so much for hanging around with me today. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you in the next video. Be well until then.